So welcome back to Journey of Self-Discovery. As you can see, Maharaj has already arrived very timely. We have to learn from Maharaj how to come on time for the programs. But anyway, all of you have already come here, so it is for those who haven't yet arrived and they can't listen to me. So just a quick introduction for Maharaj. So we are very fortunate that after almost 9 years, Maharaj is gracing Wellington. And I still remember, so Maharaj's preaching is so powerful that I still remember 9 years before what he had spoken in his lectures. I still remember the stories that he has talked about, and I still remember the message that he has passed at that point in time. So I'm sure that you will find that in this 3 lecture series that Maharaj is going to give us today, tomorrow at 11:15, and then also next Saturday at 11:15. So please, I would request that cancel all your other programs, and if you are able to attend all 3, I'm sure that you'll get immensely benefited, and I am also sure that you will remember the message that Maharaj is passing to you for many years. So Maharaj has actually joined Krishna consciousness, this process of Bhakti in 1985. So as you can see, it is almost like 34 years Maharaj is practicing the process of Bhakti Yoga. He got introduced in Malaysia in 1987. Then he took initiation, and 1988 he took the second initiation here in New Zealand, in Auckland. He has been actually preaching in Malaysia and Auckland mainly. Yeah. So I understand from last time, 9 years ago, when Maharaj was introduced, I understood that for building the temples in Malaysia and building the Auckland temple as well, he has done quite a lot of service for doing fundraising as well as developing devotees. And because of his effort, this temple was, there is a major contribution of Maharaj into that. Maharaj took sannyas in 2017, and he is currently serving in South India near Madurai. And there is a village that he has adopted with almost around 110 families and more than 400 people in the village. And Maharaj is actually making this entire village into Hare Krishna village. So not only Maharaj is looking after their spiritual well-being, he is also looking after their material well-being. So of course in the villages there is a lot of poverty. So Maharaj is actually training them. He has started a skill center in the village so that the adults as well as the growing children, they can also be trained properly in various activities so that they can earn their livelihood, and they can also focus on Krishna consciousness properly after that. He is also teaching them cow protection in a different way. In villages generally, where there is a lot of poverty, then after the cow is little bit old, then they sell it. So Maharaj is telling them that instead of selling the cows, whatever money you are going to get from selling the cows, I will provide to you. But you take care of the cow till the cow dies naturally. So that way Maharaj is actually very practically helping them understand the practical aspect of Krishna consciousness and how in day-to-day life you can do it. So it is very wonderful service that Maharaj is doing there, and I'm very fortunate to be able to hear from Maharaj after a long time. And at that point in time, I still remember he used to laugh a lot and he used to make everyone laugh a lot. I'm not sure after sannyas how Maharaj is going to do that. So we'll see. We'll come to know anyway. So Maharaj is going to speak on a very important topic, importance of Bhakti in all of our life. So please welcome Maharaj with a loud Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As well has, I would like to also let you know that Maharaj gives wonderful answers to your questions as well. So feel free to ask a lot of questions to him afterwards, and you will get very direct and very honest answers to your questions very quickly. So thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Gita Sahasramidam Punyam Yapade Payate Puman Vishnu Padam Avagnoti Bhaya Sukadi Varjita Gita Jayana Salasya Pranayama Parasya Cha Naivam Shanti Papani Purvajanma Kritani Cha Manine Mochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakre Gita Mritasnanam Samsara Mananasanam Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanne Sastra Vistare Ya Swayam Padmanabhascha Mukhat Padma Vinesvite Bharatamrito Sarvasam Vishnu Bhaktam Vinesvrite Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate Sarvopadi Sadogavo Doktam Gopalanandana Pata Vatsa Sudhir Bhukta Doktam Gitamritam Mahan Gita Sasum Ekam Sasum Deviki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Deviki Putra Hiva Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. So we're going to read from a verse from the Bhagavad Gita today. It's very important and very beautifully it is being glorified by Sripad Sankaracharya. Sankaracharya is none other than Lord Shiva himself. He has beautifully said about the importance of taking the teaching of Bhagavad Gita into our life. He says that if anybody seriously take the teaching of Bhagavad Gita into their life, they will become free from all kinds of fear in their life. And by continually, every day, by meditating on the importance of the Gitas, he says that all our previous life karma will be annihilated and automatically there will be peace and happiness in our life. He continued to say that to cleanse this body, we cleanse them with the water by taking the bath of the Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita. Not only we clean this body, but we also clean the soul within this body. And he continued to say that at the present moment, due to the strong influence of Kali Yuga, people naturally won't have the kind of times to read many different types of Vedic literature or the Puranas. But then you no need to read many different kinds of Vedic literatures or the Puranas. Just by reading Bhagavad Gita alone, you'll get all the benefit of reading many other different books. Because the Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna himself. He says in India, Bharatvarsha, there is a beautiful river, Ganges river is flowing. By bathing in the Ganges river, we clear all our past sinful reaction, because the Ganges river is emanating from the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, by hearing the Bhagavad Gita, we also get the benefit of bathing in the Ganges river, just like the Ganges river is emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita is emanated from the lotus mouth of the Lord. He says of all the Vedic literatures, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita considered to be the essence of all the Upanishads. Bhagavad Gita is like a cow and Krishna is like a coward boy. Is milking the cow of this Bhagavad Gita and give the milk to the devotees like Arjuna to enjoy and be happy in their life. Finally, there is a great prediction has been made by Sripad Sankaracharya. Lord Shiva himself, he says that in time to come in future. In the world, people will be looking for only one scripture, they'll be looking for only one God, and they'll be looking for only one service, and they'll be looking for only one mantra. The life will become so much of troublesome and difficulty, where people will be tired of going to different temples, people will be tired of chanting different mantras, and they want everything to be simplified, and they want to see one thing that will fulfill all the needs of their life. So Sripad Shankaracharya predicted that in time to come in future, that the Bhagavad Gita will become one scripture for the whole world, and Krishna will become one God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the whole world, and service to Krishna will become service for the mankind. And finally, as predicted, there will be only one mantra that will be spread all over the world. There will be chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this way, he has glorified beautifully about the importance of Bhagavad Gita in our life. And here, out of the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, I'm going to speak a little bit about chapter 2 and text 66, chapter entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Nasti buddhir ayuktaksya na cha yuktaksya bhavana na cha bhavayata sante asantasya kuta sukham. Nasti buddhir ayuktaksya na cha yuktaksya bhavana na cha bhavayata sante asantasya kuta sukham. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: one who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Purport: unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So it is confirmed in the 5th chapter, chapter 5, text 29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is the proprietor of all universal manifestation, and that he is the real friend of the living entities, then only can one have real peace. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for the mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. And when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, is the proprietor and friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without a relationship with Krishna is certainly always in distress and is without peace. However much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life, Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested, peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. Om Ajnanatimrindasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Vedati Swagadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuddhapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sham Sri Rupam संग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादं सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नास्ति बुद्धिर अयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभवयता शांति असंतस्य कुता सुखम। One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? So here, Krishna is very kindly giving us this wonderful information. By nature, being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have got a great tendency to be happy and peaceful in our life. There is nothing wrong about somebody wants to become peaceful and happy in his life. Every living entities are seeking for this peace and happiness, but unfortunately somewhere or other they are not able to know the formula, how to attain peace and happiness without being much of trouble and difficulties in this world. And because peace and happiness is the asset, is a property of the living entities, it is originally been given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to be happy and peaceful in their life. But due to forgetfulness of Krishna, and we also have forgotten this great formula, a great formula how to be happy and peaceful. So here Krishna is questioning Arjuna, nasti buddhir ayuktaksya na chayuktaksya bhavana na chava vayata santir asantasya kuta sukham. If one is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness, neither he will have spiritual intelligence or the steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace, and without being peaceful, how to attain happiness in our life. Because there is a connection between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entities in the world who are basically, they are searching for Krishna into their life. Because the Krishna consciousness, our relationship, our sambandha with Krishna is eternal. Whatever sambandha we may have established in this world, it may appear to be real, but it's only temporary. Temporarily we have been given this wonderful arrangement in this world with a family, with a job, with the education, with the friends. All these arrangements are given to us simply to revive our original Krishna consciousness, which is only reality, only original in our life. The moment will come in our life that whatever sambandha relationship we have created in this world will be taken away by one. And personally we are witnessing that our father and mother, many of us, they already left the world, and our grandfather or grandmother, they have left the world, and some of our own siblings, some of our own friends, also slowly one by one, all leaving the world. Krishna has beautifully explained, Jatasya idruvam mrityur durvam janma mrityasya cha tasmat apari aririte natvam sochitum arhasi. Whoever has taken birth in this world, they are very sure to die. And those who have died, they are very sure to take birth again, according to their consciousness at the time of death. Again, beautifully Krishna explains in the chapter 8, 5 and 6, Yam yam api smaran bhavam tajanti ante kalevaram tam tam viveti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavita. Whatever we think at the time of death, whatever we inner desire at the time of death, and we will be taking birth according to our desire into next life. Again, Krishna gives us little bit important information. Ante kale chama mivam smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati natri antra samsaya. By thinking me alone, by thinking of Krishna at the time of death, and we can depart the world with the desire to attain Krishna. And Krishna says, you won't be coming back into this miserable material world. This material world is a very miserable place, because there is no certainty. There is no certain what will happen in the next moment in our life. Samasitaye pada pallava plavam mahat param punya yaso murari bhavam budirvatsa padam param 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 yatipadam nathesam. At every moment and every step we are making in this world, there are great dangers waiting for us. And nobody could say that there is not going to be any danger for me. I will be living eternally in this world. At every moment we do not know what are the dangers are waiting for us in the next moment. Deha padya kalatardesu atmasannesu asarvapi tasya pramata nidanam pasyana pina pasyati. The living entities are witnessing every day the danger. So many people, they are going through different kinds of danger in their life, and every day there are many people, they are dying and going. Even in front of our own eyes we are witnessing that many people are dying every day. But somewhere or other, even we are witnessing, truly the subject matter in our own eyes. But somewhere or other, we are not seeing what is happening around. Why we are feeling that, we are not seeing? Like Yamaraj asked the question to Yudhishthira Maharaj, what is the most amazing things in the world? Ahani bhutani gacchantya yamalayam sesa stavaram ischanti kim ascharyam adaparam. Yudhishthira Maharaj says that every moment the souls are flocking to the house of death. At every moment there are many people are dying. But a person who is still alive, he thinks that everybody will die. But I will not die. Somewhere or other, when we go to the funeral, we look at the dead body, we feel very pity for them. But somewhere or other, we don't feel one day we also will be lying like them in the coffin box, helplessly. We don't feel that kind of feeling in ourselves. Somewhere or other, we have become so much conditioned into the materialistic way of life. We are not able to see the reality. The Shastra says, why tasya pramata nidanam? Because pramata means human being has become crazy in the world. Somewhere or other different kinds of craziness has taken over of our life. There are people who have become crazy for making money. There are people who are crazy for women. There are women who are crazy for men. There are people who have become crazy for power. True or not? And today maximum people have become crazy for Facebook, for internet, for WhatsApp, isn't it? People have become crazy for so many things. Because they have become crazy and they're not able to see the reality in front of their own eyes. They've been carried away. So the moment when we try to explain to them why you have become so crazy, can you able to see the reality of this world? And they are thinking that we are crazy. There was one time that the Prime Minister of India, he went to a mental hospital and he met the mental patient, and then he raised his both hands, and then he says namaste to the mental case. And the mental case he also he repeated, he took his both hands, palms, and then he says namaste. And then the Prime Minister of India told him, do you know I am the Prime Minister of India? And the mental case goes like that, what? He said, do you know that I am the Prime Minister of India? He said, what? Do you know I am the Prime Minister of India? And the mental case says, shh, do not speak like that. He said, previously I told them the same thing, they put me into the mental hospital. Somewhere or other, we have been dealing with all kinds of people in the world. You don't even know whom you are dealing with in this world. You don't even know whether the person who is sitting beside you, are they your friend or enemy, we do not know. Because we do not know the reality of our life. The reality of our life is that we do not know each other who are sitting here. We don't have any sambandha, we don't have any relationship among each other in this world. Somewhere or other taking birth in this world, we are coming in contact with each other, and then though we know each other for the a long time, for eternal time. Somewhere or other we are dealing with everybody in the world without knowing the reality of life. We don't understand there is only one sambandha is real. Bhagavan sambandha bhakti abhideyaya prema prayojana vedatina vastukaya. Our only real sambandha in the world, real relationship we have got in the world is only with the Lord and nobody else. And whatever relationship we have got at the present moment is from our previous life karma. In the previous life we have dealt with a lot of different kinds of people. And there was interaction of giving and taking in our life in the previous life. When the dealing is not finished and we are coming back again into this life to receive and to pay. So in the previous life there were friends we were dealing with, there were enemies we were dealing with, and the enemies and friends now have come into your own family, in the own country. So the enemies and friends, sometimes they are living in the same house. Sometimes we may be surprised to know why the husband, he made so much of plan to murder his wife. There are people, the husband murdering his wife. There are wives giving poison to their husband. There are children taking a gun and shooting, their parents. There are own father raping their own daughters. All kinds of things are going on, even in the same family. They are supposed to be one family, supposed to be close to each other. But why these things are happening? That is where the scripture gives us the information. All the enemies and friends of your previous life, when the dealing was not finished, and they have come back again to this life to finish off the dealing. So sometimes you got to understand whether the person you are living in the same family, whether are they your friend, are they your enemy. Sometimes some children are acting very nicely for the happiness of the parent. Sometimes some other children in the family, they become a great troublesome for the parents. So the children who are acting very nicely, they were your friends in your previous life, and the children who are causing you a lot of trouble and mental stress, they are enemies of your previous life. Somewhere or other, the karma, that giving and taking, the dealing wasn't finished. So we have come back again to this world. And now we can be saved and helped. Only Krishna sitting inside our heart, He can give us that kind of protection. That's what in the 18th chapter, text 57, Krishna emphasized to Arjuna, Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sannyasi matparaha buddhi yogam upasitam machittam satatam bhavam. Arjuna, in all your action, you only depend on me and be, always work under my protection and always conscious of me. Always depend on me, always be under my protection and conscious of me all the time. Machita sarva durgani mat prasara tarisyasi adachetum ahankara na sirosyasi na vinsyasi. If you followed my advice, Arjuna, and you overcome all kinds of misery and test and tribulation of your life. But if you do not follow my advice, if you follow your ego, if you start to work under your false ego, then you will be lost in the material world. So in this way, somewhere or other we are undergoing different kinds of miseries in the world. And practically we have nothing to do about anything here in the world. Indriyani paranyaho indriyabhyo paramana manasasu parabuddhir yo buddhi pratastu sta. We have nothing to do with this body, we have nothing to do with the senses, we have nothing to do with the mind or intelligence. But somewhere or other we have been put into these great difficulties because there is a great desire in our heart that we wanted to try everything separately from Krishna. So Krishna has made all these false friends in our life. He has made all these false arrangements in our life. Even after getting all those things, still we are not happy. There are people thinking if I am very properly educated, I will become very happy. There are people thinking if I get a good job, I will be happy. People are thinking I make some money, I will be happy. True or not? People are thinking if I am married, I will become very happy. Some people think I remain a bachelor, I will be very happy. And there are people living in every condition. There are people living as a bachelor. There are people living as a married couple. There are people properly educated and making everything, in their life. But somewhere there is a great desire within themselves. They want more and more and more. Avritam jnana itena jnanino nitya vairina kama rupena kaunteya duspurena nalena cha. Krishna beautifully explained that the desire, it has transformed our life as ignorance, and our knowledge is covered by this different kind of desire of this world, and it covers the intelligence, and our desires are burning like fire. And the moment you want to answer to one desire, and is another one coming up. He says just like the fire, you try to put off the fire by pouring, little bit more fuel in the fire. Is not going to be put off, but it's going to be more bigger and bigger and bigger. But that doesn't mean that we should not get educated. It doesn't mean that we should not make money. It doesn't mean that we should not buy a house. It doesn't mean that we should not have any ambition in our life to do better. Everything can be there, provided if you can connect everything in Krishna consciousness, like Krishna is explaining here today in the chapter 2, text 66. If you are not connected into Krishna consciousness, then you are not going to have a very good intelligence. At the moment our intelligence is functioning but is polluted, is contaminated by different kinds of desires, different kinds of material contamination. Unless we connect ourselves in Krishna consciousness, who can purify our intelligence, who can purify our mind, who can purify our senses, and we become purified when we have got our heart is very clean, very pure, and in this way we are able to enjoy our life. Whether there is money or there is no money, whether there is education or no education, in every condition in our life we are able to enjoy our life because your heart inside has become so clean, is connected to Krishna, and Krishna can make our life happy without any of this material dependence. Because we have nothing to do with this material connection. So in this way, Krishna consciousness is very important for us to be connected so that Krishna can help us to purify our senses, our action and everything, and we will be able to enjoy life very purely and very nicely. So in this way, here Krishna is explaining why it is so important. We may be trying many other things in the world, but if we are not connected into the path of dharma, if we are not connected to Krishna, who is the very fountain, very foundation of what we are searching for in our life, then there is no possibility we can become happy and peaceful. Prabhupada said about a story about a young couple in India, in one village. They have decided to get married, but somewhere or other their parents were not agreeable for their marriage. So finally they have decided to run away from the village. So one day at night time, they have employed a boatman and gave him some money to take them across the river. So they want to run away from the village. And the boatman told them to come at midnight. And they came at midnight, and then the boatman was there with the boat. And the young couple, they sat on the boat. And then the boatman started to row and row. He was rowing the boat. And then it became a morning day. The next day morning, they found that the boat never even moved 1 inch away from there. Even though all night he was rowing the boat, but not even 1 inch it has moved away, because the boatman has failed to lift the anchor of the boat. Similarly, we may have a very big, wonderful plan in the world. Unless you do one thing, unless you connect yourself into Krishna consciousness, otherwise, many different ways we may try to be happy and peaceful, and it's not going to be that possible for us to do. So in this way, the Shastra says there has to be some cooperation between we and the Lord Himself. In the chapter 3, text 11, Krishna explains about this thing. Devan bhavyatanena tereva bhavayantava parasparam bhavayanta sriyam param apasrita. Arjuna, by the cooperation among human being and the God, and the human being will be able to be happy and enjoy their life, because the gods, the agent of God, they are providing the necessity of the life of the human being. We are sitting here, we are still alive. We are breathing in the air and breathing it out. So who is giving us this air for free? When we use your fan or anything, we are paying for everything. Using the light, we are paying. Using the fan, we are paying for it. But every day we are breathing air in and out. But who is paying for the air? So we are taking and taking. There are plenty of rain is coming. Who is paying for that water? We pay for whatever has been told us to be paid in the country, but naturally nature is giving us so much of wonderful help, but we are not in return, we are doing anything for them. So in this way, because the gods of the agent of the Lords are giving so much of help for our survival in the world, so in return you must do something again. So there has to be a cooperation among human being and God. And Krishna says, Istan Devan Iho Devan Dasyante Yagya Bhavita Taidatan Apradhayabhyo Yogumte Ivasa. Arjuna, when a person taking so much of help from the nature, and in return they are not offering it back to the nature, they simply become a thief in the world. You are stealing, you are taking and taking and taking, and you are not giving it back, not even have got a time to say thank you. So Prabhupada was asking in the purport how they can be happy and peaceful in the life of a thief. Prabhupada said there were two thieves, they went to the bank and robbed the bank. And after robbing the bank, and then they came back to their house for dividing. While dividing the money they have robbed, and then the thief will say that, let us divide honestly. How to divide honestly? Your very work itself is not honest. So Krishna explained how to be happy in your life when you are stealing, you are thief. Other people's property, you don't even tell them thanks for taking away from them. And Krishna explained, Yagya Sisasino Sante Muchante Sarvagirvisa Bondete Te Kopam Papam Me Pachanti Atma Karanat. A devotee of the Lord become free from all kinds of sin because they offer the food to the Lord before they taking that food. Those who are eating that food without any offering, they only eat the sin. Anna bhavanti bhutani parjanyo anna sambhava yagyat bhavanti parjanyo yagyat karma samudbhava. The very anna, without food nobody can live in the world. And you are getting a plenty of anna, plenty of grains in the world by the plenty of torrents of rains are coming in. And the Mother Nature is providing all these things to you. And we are taking all this help, and we are in return not doing anything for them. So in this way Krishna is explaining karma brahma bhavam vidhi brahmaksharam samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma kurvan karmana lipyati. Arjuna, this work of offering, thanking the Lord in return, it is stated in the Vedas, and then the Vedas are not different from me. It's the duty of the living entity to work cooperatively with the Lord Himself. Without that cooperation, how are we going to be happy in our life? So in this way, Krishna consciousness becomes very important subject matter. Because by taking Krishna consciousness in our life, we are able to also apply the service to all other gods in the world. Because Krishna is the root of every living entity. Yada taror mola nisachanena triptyanti tatskanda bhuja pasako. That Krishna is like a root, and all others like a branches and leaf of a tree. By pouring water into the root of the tree, and the leaf and branches of the tree become very good. So in this way, Krishna consciousness is very, very important in our life. But somewhere or other we are not able to understand this subject matter. First of all, sometimes, most of the time we are not even able to understand that the call can be at any time for us to live this material world. Can be at any time. Today maybe it's our last day in the material world. At any time our life may be over. True or not? Is anybody disagreeing to this? As sure as death, that's what people say. There was a time, Yamaraj came to this world. He came to take somebody's life. At that time he was drinking his tea in one of the shop. And Yamaraj came and sat beside him. And then he told him, please finish your tea fast, and I have to take you and go. And the man asked him, who are you? He said, I'm the superintendent of death, come to take your life. And he said, I don't like to follow you. Yamaraj asked him, where's your father? Oh, my father died and gone. Where's your mother? My mother died and gone. Where's your grandfather? He has died and gone. Where's your grandmother? She also died and gone. If everybody can die and go, what makes you think that you will not die? And he looked at Yamaraj, he said, don't play the fool with me. Yamaraj says, I'm not playing the fool with you, I'm serious. I'm very serious. And he says, how to believe you? And Yamaraj took out the list of names. You see, I got the list here. I'm going to come for everybody. And he said, why you come to me first? He said, because your name appears on the top. Your name appears on the top of the list, so I've come for you. If your name appears on the bottom of the list, I would have come later. But it's on the top of the list, so I have to come and take you and go. And he told Yamaraj, okay, since you're already here, why not you take a cup of tea with me? And he went and ordered, he bought a cup of tea for Yamaraj, and he put a sleeping pill into the tea. Intelligent human being. They are very intelligent. But we do not know how intelligent is Yamaraj. And he gave the tea to Yamaraj. Yamaraj, he drank the tea and then, he lay down for a little while. He went to sleep. And at that time, this man, he thought, no, there is no way I can run away from Yamaraj. Yamaraj says, everybody must die. The only problem is that because my name is on top of the list, so there is a problem now. So I cannot totally erase the name away from there. Not totally I can take away the name from there. At least erase the name from the top and write it down on the bottom. So you erase the name from the top and then you wrote it down at the bottom of the list. And Yamaraj got up and then he says, okay, are you ready to go? And he says, better you check your list. better you recheck your list and see whether my name is there or not on top. And Yamaraj, he rechecked the list, his name is not there. His name is on bottom of the list. And Yamaraj says, look, you're a very nice man. I've been going to everybody's places, many people I go, everybody are cursing me. Nobody likes to see me. They're cursing me like anything, but you are the only person like me. He bought a tea for me. Look, for all the people, I go from the top. Because you're very good, I'm going to go from the top. Hey, Samprasada Boga, Dukayone, Ivate, Adiantuvantu Konteya, Nate Suramate, Buddha. In the chapter 5, text 22, Krishna explained the Buddha, the intelligent person, they never take part in the sources of misery of this material world. If we were a little bit intelligent, we would have not come to this world. There was a lion, hanging around in the jungle. And the lion going around and eating all the animals, killing all the animals. And then one particular day, one jackal came to the lion. And the lion wanted to jump and kill the jackal. A jackal says, my dear majesty, let me go. If you spare my life, I will make some arrangement for you, beautiful arrangement. That you don't need to go around and hunting for any meat in your life. I will go and talk with the other animals. And one day, each day that, an animal will come and see you. And without hunting you, easy, you kill the animal and eat. So he spared my life. I go and talk to them. And one by one, every day they will come and see you. You jump on them and eat them. And lion said, that is very good, proposal, okay. So the jackal went around and called all the animals for meeting. And the jackal told all the animals, look, our friend lion wants to make friendship with us. He said he don't want to disturb anymore. He don't want to disturb us anymore. He wants to make peace with us. So let us go and see the lion. And all the animals says we are not coming. The lion, even is hungry, is not going to eat the grass. He's only going to eat the flesh. So we are not coming. So none of the animal wants to go. Except one donkey says, oh, I'm coming. So the donkey came with the jackal. After 3 days, they came. And the lion was waiting for the jackal to come. So the jackal brought a donkey for the lion. The moment the lion saw the donkey, he jumped on the donkey and then he killed the donkey. After that, the lion told the jackal, please take care for a little while. I got an urgent call, I'll be back. But only condition is that you should not touch the donkey for no reason. You cannot eat anything from the donkey's body. After I eat finish, if you've got some balance, you can eat. So take care. So the lion left. And the jackal was very hungry. And the jackal, he was thinking, if the lion comes back and started to eat the donkey, I may not have anything left here. So before the lion comes, I must eat something from the donkey's body. But in the same time, the lion could not find out what I eat from the donkey's body. And he was thinking, then the jackal told, only place I can eat is the brain of the donkey. So he ate the brain of the donkey. So after when lion came, he saw that the donkey's brain is missing. And then the lion was very angry with the jackal. I told you not to touch this animal, only eat after I have eaten. So how dare you are not to eat the brain of the donkey? The jackal says, my dear Majesty, you are wrong. I did not even touch that donkey. Then the lion says, don't lie to me. Then how come the brain is missing from the donkey? And the jackal says, my dear Majesty, I must sorry to say that the donkey hasn't got any brain. There's no brain. The lion says, how come? All the animals in the world got brain. How come you're telling me the donkey has no brain? And the jackal says, my dear Majesty, those animals who had the brain, they never come here. Only this donkey has no brain, has come here. If you have got a little bit brain, you wouldn't have come to New Zealand. Very windy. Unpredictable weather.
How many donkeys are
They would not even have come to material world. Everywhere is a problem. Krishna has confirmed this thing in the chapter 8, 15 and 16. Ma mupetya punarjanma dukalayam asasvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gatim abrahma bhuvana loko punaravartino arjuna ma mupetyantu kundeya punarjanma navidyati. The whole material world, Krishna says, is a temporary place, is a very miserable place. Even from the highest living entity, from Lord Brahma, everybody undergoing these difficulties of birth and death. So we have come to this material world and we have taken the great risk of living in the material world without knowing that our call can be at any time. So somewhere or other we have given this opportunity to come to this world. And we have got the great opportunity of this human life so that we can revive our Krishna consciousness and we can return again to our original Om Paratasmastu Bhavo Vyakta Vyakta Sanatanaha. There is another eternal abode is there which has no miseries, has no temporariness there. The place is full of, Satchidananda is full of knowledge, bliss, it's full of happiness there. And whoever goes to that eternal abode of the Lord, they don't need to return again to this miserable material world. So we have given this great opportunity to use our senses in our body, to connect our senses into the master of all senses, Sarvopani, Sarvopadi Stadir Muktam Tatparadvena Nirmanam Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. By connecting our body, the senses in our body, into the master of all senses, Krishna, then our senses get purified and our mind is very clear, our intelligence is very clear, our looking, our talking, our hearing, everything becomes very clear in the world, and we know what is the ultimate mission, the destination of our life. The Prabhupada explained in the purport, the problem of the world, of the people is that they do not see what is the destination of their life. They do not know what is the ultimate goal of our life. Just like the aeroplane is flying and flying and flying, but how long the aeroplane can fly? It must be landing at one place at any time. It cannot keep flying all the time. The pilot cannot make announcement all the time, or we do not know where we are going to land. We know landing place, but enjoy flying. How to enjoy flying? There has to be a destination for landing. True or not? If you are sitting and flying and flying and flying, what happens? You become a little bit anxiety. How long I can fly? Isn't it? We're going to run out of fuel. And there's going to be a great disaster unless we are landing. So human life is a life. We have taken this journey in our life, but you cannot keep, your journey. Somewhere or other there has to be a destination, a landing point in your life. And in the chapter 9, text 18, Krishna explained, Gatir Bhato Prabhu Sakse Nivasam Saranam Sure Prabhavam Pralayam Sthanam Nidanam Bijam Avyayam. Gatir means a living entity who have become purified in their senses, intelligent, and they understand I am the final destination of the life of the living entity. Is a final destination. Somewhere we have to sit in one place and take a good rest. That is the abode of the Lord. Bhartu Prabhu Saksir, when you understand Krishna is the ultimate maintainer of your life, and is the ultimate master, is the ultimate witness, is the ultimate residence of your resting place, and is the ultimate good friend of you. In this way, when you understand that Krishna would be the ultimate goal of my life, then your mind becomes very peaceful. Then when there's a peace that's coming into your life, then automatically you enjoy the happiness of your life. It cannot be peaceful when the mind is in a very great anxiety. In order for us to be happy in our life, Krishna is telling that your intelligence must be purified, your mind must be purified, and for this purification is very important. You connect all your senses into the Master. He is the powerhouse. And the 18th chapter text 13, Krishna explained, to accomplish anything in your life, you must know that 5 factors are there. Many people do not know about the reality of life. In the chapter 18, text 13, Panchaitani Mahabhavo Karanani Vibhudame Santyakritani Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. There are 5 causes of factors are there for the accomplishment of your action. Without these 5 things, nothing has been accomplished here. Adistaivam tada karta karanam cha pridakvidam viviracha pritakcheta daivam chaivat panchamam. For anything to be accomplished in the world, there are 5 factors there. And Krishna says, one is your body, is one reason. Anything happen in your life, one is your body is one reason, your soul is the second reason, and your senses are the third reason, and your endeavor is a 4th reason, and Krishna is the 5th reason. God Himself becomes the 5th factor in anything to be accomplished in your life. Sariravan manobiryan karma prarabate nara nyayam va viparatim va panchaitvatasya ethava. Whether whatever happens with your body, whatever happens with your mind, whatever happens from your speech, whether it's good or bad, there's only 5 reasons are there why these things has happened in your life. One is your body itself is one reason. Second, your soul is second reason. Third, your senses are third reason. Fourth, your endeavor, the 4th reason. Krishna becomes the final reason in your life. Tatraivam apikartaram When a person is, very foolish way is living in this world, and he is thinking, Tatraivam apikartaram atmanam kevalam tuyam, and he thinks that he is the only doer, nothing else here, I don't need to worry about God or anybody, I am the only master, I am the only doer. And Krishna says they remain as a foolish person in the world. So to anything happened in the world, just like we have got electricity today because it has been connected to the powerhouse. And where you get the power from? Power you get it from the reservoir of water. Where you get the water from? You get water from the rain. And now the rain comes in, the sun, he collects the water. And now the sun comes in the world. And Krishna, shining that sun for the ultimate benefit of the living entities. Even to get this electricity, there has to be some connection in this world. It has to be connected to the powerhouse. Powerhouse has to be connected into the reservoir of water. And reservoir of water, they must get rain, enough rain. And to have a rain, the sun has to collect the water. And in this way, there is the connection in the world. So in every action we perform in this world, to see the accomplishment, you need the blessing of Krishna. So by the great blessing of Krishna, then you accomplish everything in a very successful manner, very wonderful manner. So for that reason, Krishna has given us this human body to function with. You don't need to look around outside how to connect, your service to Krishna by connecting your body into the service of Krishna. And you become a great devotee of Krishna himself. There is no requirement for money or anything to do service for Krishna. According to Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion, he has explained very beautifully. The bhakti means, the connection, the supreme concentration of the living entity into the, supreme object in life. When you focus into a supreme object in the life, that is called bhakti. And Krishna is the supreme object. Mata parataram nanya kinchi rasdi dhananjaya mayi sarva midam proktan sutre manikana iva. There is no one is more supreme than Krishna himself. There is nobody equal to Krishna. So in this way you can connect yourself to Krishna. And Rupa Goswami says that the bhakti means there are limbs, he has explained, there are 64 different ways how you connect to Krishna yourself. That is what we call a bhakti is. It's not simply going to the temple, simply going to the organization. It's not about anything. Ultimately, practically, you are applying your senses into the master of senses, Krishna, so that our senses can get purified, and it will be very clear goal we may be able to see that this is the way we have to lead our life. So by that reason, Rupa Goswami says there are 64 angas of bhakti, limbs of bhakti. He said there are first 10 you must accept, there are next 10 you reject. There are first 20 are there. He says if you can take the first 20 in your life, the door for the kingdom of God is already open for you. There are 10 things when you are interested in bhakti, you are interested in to revive your relationship with God. There are 10 things you must do. First 10 things you must do in your life. Number 1 is that you look for a bona fide spiritual master in your life. And number 2, you serve the spiritual master. And number 3, inquire from him about the importance of spiritual life. Number 4, you don't blindly follow the Guru. You also follow Guru, Sadhu and Sastra. And number 5, inquire from the Guru the importance of the soul, the Atma Dharma. And number 6, you do some sacrifice for the pleasure of Krishna. You may like certain things, just like you may like to go to KFC, but Krishna don't like to go to KFC. If Krishna don't like to go to KFC, you sacrifice, I'm not going. You may like to smoke cigarette, but Krishna may not like to smoke cigarette. So you give up voluntarily, you do some sacrifice for Krishna. And number 7, you go to the pilgrimage. There are beautiful temples in India, beautiful holy rivers are there, you go for pilgrimage. Number 8, you do what is important to maintain your body. You work for the importance of maintenance of your body. And number 9, you follow the Ekadasi Vrata. And number 10, there are 5 important holy trees are here in the world. One is called Asoka tree. Second is called Banyan tree. Third is the Nim tree. Fourth is the Vilva tree. And the fifth, they call it the Nelli. Another tree is there. So you protect these 5 trees. So these first 10 you accept in your life. First 10. One is that accept a guru. Second, serve the guru. Third, inquire the importance of spiritual life from him. Fourth, follow Guru, Sadhu and Sastra. Number 5, inquire from him about Atma Dharma, importance of the soul. Number 6, sacrifice something for the pleasure of Krishna. Number 7, go for the pilgrimage, different temple visiting in India. Number 8, work for the maintenance of your body. Number 9, follow the Ekadasi Vrata. Number 10, there are 10 important trees. You protect that. These 10 you follow. Accept. There is another 10 I'm going to say now. You reject these 10. And these 10 to be rejected is that number 1, those who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, you slowly give up the association. Number 2, don't desire to make a lot of disciples in the world. Number 3, all your big plan, you give it up. Krishna has got a nice plan for you. And number 4, reading unnecessary books which is not related to Krishna consciousness, you give up. And number 6, don't be carried away by the modes of material nature. And number 6, don't become distressed in your life. Number 7, don't offend the demigods. Number 8, don't offend other living entities. Number 9, when there is some nama parad and seva parad, you just avoid that. And number 10, wherever there are people are talking bad about the devotees and God himself, you go away from there. So these 10 things, now you reject. First 10 you accept, these 10 you reject. When you can do these 20 things, the door for Vaikuntha already open for you. Is what Rupa Goswami says. Now with your body, he says, do 11 things with your body. Number 1, for the body, you put the tilak mark on your body, on the 12 places. And number 2, when you're putting a tilak, you say the 12 names of the Lord. And number 3, you put the garland offered to the Lord, you take the garland and put it around your neck. Number 4, you dance in front of the Lord. Number 5, you bow down in front of the Lord. Number 6, when you're getting up, you see, focus, concentrate into the Vigraha form of the Lord. Number 6. Number 7, you go for the Radhayatra festival of the Lord. Number 8, you go to the temple of the Lord. Number 9, you go to the temple and circumambulate the temple 4 times. And number 10, that you worship the Lord in your house. Number 11, you do some menial service in the temple of the Lord. So these 11 things you do with your body. 10, 10, 20 and 11, 31. And there are 9 things you do with your mind when you come to Bhakti. You have to do with your mind. Number 1 is that whatever happens in your life, as a devotee, you take it as a blessing of Krishna. You may think it's very bad, Krishna has done this thing to me. But you see, it is all blessing of Krishna. Sometimes the father slapped the child, sometimes hugged the child, but all for the goodness, betterment of the child. So with your mind, whatever happens in your life, take as a blessing of Krishna. Number 1. And number 2, always remember Krishna. And number 3, never forget Krishna. Number 4, always be a servant of Krishna. Number 5, you be a friend of Krishna. Number 6, when you go to see Krishna, take some gift of fruit, apple or orange or flower, whatever you can take with you, number 6. And number 7, whatever you are taking, take a quality things with you. And number 8, whatever you are giving to Krishna, give wholeheartedly for the pleasure of Krishna. And number 9, try to give yourself to Krishna. These 9 things you do with your mind. 10, 10, 20, 11, 31 and 9, 40. And there are 12 things you do it with your knowledge acquiring senses, which will become 52 altogether. The 12 things you do with your knowledge acquiring senses, that you use your ear to hear the message of the Lord, glories of the Lord. And number 2, with your eyes you see the beautiful form of the Lord. And number 3, with the same eyes you see the worship, the puja of the Lord. And number 4, with your nostril you smell the fragrance of flower offered to the Lord. And number 5, with your mouth, sit, alone with Krishna and do some bhajan for him. You and Krishna alone. And number 6, now you do bhajan with the team, with the other devotees of the Lord together. And number 7, with your mouth you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Number 8, with your mouth you take some prasadam offered to the Lord. Number 9, with the same mouth, you take some tulsi water offered to the Lord. And number 10, with your mouth, you also say, go and talk to Krishna if you have some problem. We all got some problem. You go and tell Krishna, I've come to you, I got this problem, you must help me. You speak to Krishna. Number 10. And number 11, with the same mouth, you utter beautiful prayer for the pleasure of the Lord. And number 12, with your skin, with your hand, you touch the Vigraha form of the Lord. These 12 things you do with your knowledge acquiring senses. So all become 52. There are 4 festivals are there. There are 4 things are there. There is called Kadiya Sevya. That means there is a service. There Madhura Seva, Grantha Seva, Tulasi Seva, and Vaishnava Seva. Sometimes you go to India, Madhura, Vrindavan, you do some service there, 1. And then every day you take a Tulasi, pour some water, do some service to Tulasi. And number 3, Grantha Seva, Prabhupada books are there. Every day you spend some time, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, you read Prabhupada book. And number 4 is that Vaishnava Seva, call the devotees of the Lord to your house and do small service for them, give them some prasadam. Or you go to Mayapur somewhere, you buy one small tilak and come and give it to them. I was in Mayapur, I thought of you, I bought this tilak for you. In this way, the 4 things is a service. Service in Madhura, service for Tulasi, service for the book, and service for the devotee. In this way, it becomes 56 now. And there are 3 things, the festivals are there, which will total up to 59. The 3 things are there, is that there are a lot of festivals in our temple. There are big festival and small festival. All the small festival, you do it in your own house with your family, celebrate it in your own house with your family. There are big festivals. Number 2, you go and join with the devotees and do together, for the pleasure of the Lord. And number 3 is that there is Kartik Vrata is there, 1 month Kartik Vrata. You follow the Kartik Vrata. Now it's become 59. Service of Bhakti. Now another 5 important things. Rupa Goswami is saying that with great faith, you worship the Vigraha form of the Lord, number 1, and with association of devotees, hear the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. And number 3, you take the association of devotee. Number 4, try to live in Mathura if you can. And number 5, always you live in the, always you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. These are the 64 angas of bhakti. What to do with our body we must know. He's not visiting any temple, any organization, any people. There are certain things to be connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now you may think, 64 is too much, I can't even, remember the 64, how to do it. And Mahaprabhu is very kind. He was talking with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said there are 2 most important things in the Bhakti Anga. Out of the 64, there is 2 most important. You can never give up these 2 things. If you can do these 2 things in your life, and your life is very successful. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, Samsara Sarpa Driste, Murjitanam Kalauyagi, Ausadim Bhagavan Nama, Tasmad Vaishnava Sevanam. Then one is that always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And another one, always remain in the association of a devotee. If these 2 things you can do in your life, what is that? One is always to chant the holy name of the Lord. And another one is that always remain in the service, in the association of the devotees. He says if you can do these 2 things in your life becomes very successful and sublime. You attain peace and happiness in your life simply by these 2 things. And I don't think so, these 2 things are very difficult to do. And to do these 2 things, there is no expenses at all. There is no any investment into these 2 things. You just, you open your mouth and utter Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And he called the devotees, say, Hare Krishna, how are you? So in this way, keep in touch in the association of devotees and chant Hare Krishna. These two things are the dharma for Kali Yuga. There are so many things are there, but never mind. The Kali Yuga. Kale dosa nidarajan asye kun mahan guna kirtanadiva Krishneya mukta sangha param brajan. Easily attain mukti, liberation from all kinds of trouble and difficulties of this world simply by this thing of chanting Hare Krishna. And you always remain humble in your life, and that humbleness will be taught by another devotee who are around us. And in this way, by the mercy of devotees, by the holy name, easily we can attain Krishna. Very simple. There was a man, he went to a shop to buy a talking parrot, a parrot which can talk. So he went to the shop, he told the shopkeeper, I need a talking parrot. And the shopkeeper says, all finished, ready. And this man says, I can pay any amount of money, but I need one. And the shopkeeper says, you come in 3 days' time. So he went back 3 days' time, there was the parrot ready. So he asked the shopkeeper, so the talking parrot is ready? The shopkeeper says, it's ready. Give the money and go. And he paid the money. And he asked the shopkeeper, are you sure the parrot can talk? And the shopkeeper says, why you doubt about it? And he asked him again, are you sure the parrot can talk? The shopkeeper says, why you doubt about it? And he asked him again, are you sure the one can speak? And he got angry, he said, why you doubt about it? And he asked him again, he said, look, you ask the parrot itself. The parrot can answer you. So he paid the money, he went to the parrot, he says, so do you know how to talk? And the parrot says, why you doubt about it? Do you know how to talk? Why you doubt about it? Are you sure? Do you know how to talk? Why you doubt about it? So he bought the parrot and went to the house. And he kept the parrot in the house. He told, look, very reason I bought for you for one reason. I got a lot of rat problem in my house. And I'm going to work tonight and you have to take care of the house. The moment you see a rat, you scream. And the rat will run away from you. So can you do that? Why you doubt about it? Are you sure you know how to do it? You know how to scream? Why you doubt about it? So can you scream? Why you doubt about it? So he went to work. And the next morning he came back. The house was in a mess. The rat had entered, all went into mess. And then he got very angry with the parrot. He went to the parrot. I told you, if the rat enter, you must scream. So did you scream? Why you doubt about it? Did you scream or not? Why you doubt about it? Are you sure you scream? Why you doubt about it? And he got a little bit suspicious about this parrot. He said, you only know how to talk these 3 things? Why you doubt about it? You do not know anything about it? He said, why you doubt about it? So he sold the parrot for big money just by these few words teaching to the parrot. Prabhupada says, just by these 16 words in your life, Kali Kali Nama Rupa Krishna Avatara Nama Haitya Hayya Sarva Jagat Nissara. Kali Yuga Krishna comes in the Nama, in the Roop, in the form of this holy name of this 16 verse. Tare Madhya Sarva Shrestha Nama Sankirtan Nir Aparara Nama Laile Paya Prevadan. There are so many processes of bhakti are there, but the chanting, if you know that it can deliver you from all kinds of sinful reaction of your life, the chanting will fulfill all the desire of your life. These 16 words, it can help everything for your life. Prabhupada says, if you can do this, if you know these 16 words, just like the shopkeeper, he made big money by teaching the birds only few words. Certainly Prabhupada went around all over the world to teach the people the essence of all Krishna conscious teaching is that chant Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
and keep in the association of devotee. Prabhupada says, and you are delivered, and somebody went and asked Prabhupada, I sure Swamiji. Prabhupada said, why doubt about it? So in this way, it's a very simple. Hare Krishna is very simple. Don't get frightened. There are too many things there. But essence you must know. It is some information for for our knowledge. But finally you have to understand there's only two things I must do properly in my life. Always stay in the association of the devotees and always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. This is the dharma of Kali Yuga. Kali khale vina nahi ala dharma. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking to Praksananda Saraswati Maharaj. He said, in Kali Yuga there is no other dharma, there is no other way of practicing religion. Only one thing is that always chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And unfortunately, because the influence of Kali Yuga is very strong, even this simple, small thing we are not able to do. And we are talking so many other big things. How is it going to be possible? And Sukadeva Goswami said, Prayen Paisat Sabya Kalavasmin Jugejana Manda Sumanda Madayo and Manda Bhagya Upadrita. In Kali Yuga, practically people, everything becomes very full of fault. There are a lot of defects will be there in the life of human being. And he says, in Kali Yuga, day by day, the duration of life of the human being will be reduced. And just by meeting of two persons may come as an argument and can become a big fight and war in the world. Two people coming together itself, there will be a very big problem. And he says, naturally people become very lazy in Kali Yuga. And all the time they will be persuaded to move into the wrong direction. And their mind become very unsettled. The mind always disturbs them, even though they've got everything in their life, but the mind disturbs all the time. And finally he says, in Kali Yuga, people become very unlucky with all these different great problems in life. All kinds of problems are there, and the solution is very simple, he says. The solution only 16 words. Even the simple solution they will not take up and do. That's how people become so unlucky in Kali Yuga. So Prabhupada is very wonderfully, he says. Prabhupada says somebody who have come to Krishna consciousness, they are very fortunate. Somebody who have not come, they are unfortunate. Somebody who have come and left, they are the most unfortunate. Because somebody who have come, they are fortunate. Somebody not come, very unfortunate, he doesn't know. Just like if you know the sick and then you know the medicine. Knowing the medicine, you are very fortunate. But if you are not taking that medicine, you become very unfortunate. Similarly, let us remain as a fortunate person in this world and be serious about our Krishna consciousness. Take care of your family. In New Zealand, it's a very nice place to perform your bhakti. In India, in Asian country, every day you go to work. People leave to work morning, they only come back at night. So much of demands in the workplace. So much of problem in the journey towards their house. It takes 3-4 hours for them from the office come back to their house. By the time they go to office, their work starts at 9 o'clock. People are leaving their house at 5 o'clock morning to avoid all this traffic jam. And when they finish work 5 o'clock, people are coming back at 9 o'clock again at night. So in this way, 12 hours is gone, and they come back and then tired and sleep. And practically, most of the countries, India and Asian countries, they are practically working 7 days a week. And in New Zealand, you don't have this problem. You only work 4.5 days. The 2.5 days, half day they are given, you go to pub, and another day you go to beach, and another day you sleep. So in this way, New Zealand is very nice. You have given, a bit of, resting time. So when they are not finding resting in this time, so God gives them a graveyard, they rest in peace. So in this way, So very nice, 5 days you concentrate in your work, 1 day concentrate with your family, and another 1 day give it for Krishna. See what you can do for Krishna in this way, your life become very balanced and very happy and joyful. So in this way take advantage of Krishna consciousness and keep moving in the right direction. Right direction means only 2 things, you do it properly. Have a good relationship with devotees. Second thing, always chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And your Krishna consciousness is very successful. Thank you so much. Anybody got any question, any comments today?
Initially, we started the lecture by talking about Shiva Shankaracharya.
Yeah, that's right.
Just mentioned about how Krishna is actually mentioned when he stresses more on happiness. For happiness, you need to go to Krishna. But how do you see, like, the Mayavadi philosophy, what is being followed here?
Mayavadi philosophy?
Like, they want to reach Brahman, and even how it has been passed on to successors as well. We don't hear about Krishna at all from them. It's more about like goddess Maya.
Yeah.
They're actually concentrating on propagating more about. So why they haven't understood what they guidance philosopher out there?
But there was a great reason why Mayavadi philosophy to be spread around the world. Because before that, the Buddhism became very prominent. Before that, the Vedantis, those who follow the path of Vedas, they've been very prominently following the path of Vedas. And the Vedas mainly talks about, important 3 subject matter. They are influenced by the modes of material nature. In the chapter 4, text 45, Krishna explained, Traigunya Visya Veda, Nisraigunya Tavanajuna. He says, Arjuna, you go beyond the Vedas. So somewhere or other, the people in the world at that time, especially Indian, they've been following the Vedas. And in the Vedas, there are also a lower type of practice of religion, which involves into the killing of animals. So they were mainly killing the animals for their own sense gratification. And they've been doing a lot of violence in the name of religion. And Lord Buddha, he came to stop this violence. And he says, that the highest religion in the world, there is no free from violence. Non-violence is the highest religion in the world. So for that reason, he came out another different philosophy. He says that, no need to worry about Vedas. Simply by being free from all kinds of violence, you will be also, ultimately attain the purpose of your human life. In this way, he, rejected the Vedas, which also talks about the importance of the presence of God. So when people were influenced of the teaching of Lord Buddha, that there is no God, ultimately then, by being free from violence, you attain self-realization. That is what the Buddha has taught. So now people somewhere or other with the Buddha's teaching, prominently people have rejected the presence of God. The personal form of the worship of the Lord has been rejected due to the teaching of Buddha. So now somebody has to come bring in another influence to reject the teaching of Buddha. So that time Shankaracharya came to this world. He says that, don't worry, there is no God, that is true what Buddha says, but you have to understand that we are a God. So when they've been told that you are God, somewhere or other people accepted the philosophy that you are big. So when people tell you are very small, you are useless, we are not happy to hear. When somebody glorifies you so much, you accept, oh, that's very nice. So Shankaracharya says, and all are God. So somewhere or other he wants to bring in the reminding into people's mind, put the thoughts into people's mind, there is God. So the word God must be there. It's been taken away by Buddha. Earlier it was there, taken away by Buddha, and then Shankaracharya comes, he said, he put back again, that thoughts in our mind, oh, there is God, I am God. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, he says, okay, that is true, there is God, but there is small God and big God. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. You all are small God, Krishna is big God. So there is another way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu re-established the real purpose of the Vedas. In this way they have appeared in a different time. to propagate the different teaching, to bring people always to keep them into proper direction. There was a reason why they have done this thing very beautifully. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained some of these things to the Prakasananda Saraswati, the Mayavadi sannyasi. He met them in Varnasi, he defeated their philosophy in a different ways. So that was the real reason. Any other questions here? Yeah, Prabhu.
Correction, Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj. It's a very, very nice lecture. Yeah, you said there are 64 limbs of bhakti.
Bhakti.
Yeah, to advance in the spiritual life.
Yeah.
But for example, accepting spiritual master, serving, inquiring, all these things.
Yeah.
But at the end, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says only two are very important: chant and association. So if we resist to these two words in the mind, this mind can always trick us. Okay, just do these things, forget about all those things. You can, so that, that might trick me to become a lazy or to not to do the service of.
No, if you are chanting properly, if you are taking proper association, that will lead you to the 64 very nicely. They say, I'm telling you to touch like that. You are refusing. So I'm telling go like that. But the point is that you're going to touch here. You know? They know how to bring, this information very successfully into the mind of the living entities who are contaminated. We are over-intelligent here. So they know how to subdue our polluted intelligence. So you do these two things. Don't worry about other things. Leave it to them. They will know what to do the next to you. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, Mataji.
Out of the 64, you told 10 has to be rejected.
Yeah.
And in that you mentioned we should not offend the demigods.
Yeah, that's right.
But out of the Prabhupada teachings or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teachings, it's told that you can never worship the demigods and you're supposed to worship only Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
So if we are worshipping only Lord Krishna, are we not offending the demigods?
Well, there is no such thing that you are not allowed to worship the demigods. Even you go to Mayapur or Vrindavan, the very holy dam is protected by Lord Shiva himself. See, I tell you a nice story. When Lord Shiva arranged the marriage of a Parvati in Madurai in South India, Parvati, you can sit down here. Parvati, being a sister, Durga is a sister of Krishna. They are family, we are not going to split the family. They are family, In the Mahabharatam, I tell you before that, in Mahabharatam, they all came together for the battle. They assembled in Kurukshetra for the battle. One side the Pandavas, the rightish people, another side the Duryodhana, Kauravas. So they are almost ready for the start of the war. And Yudhishthira got a little bit frightened to see that all the great warriors like Bhishmadev, Dronacharya and Kripa all on the other side. And he told Arjuna to pray to Mother Durga, Parvati. Because there are so much of blood is going to flow on this land. And Durga is the superintendent of this prison house, of this material world. Pray to her. And Arjuna prayed to her. And Durga appeared before the battlefield. And he prayed to Mother Durga, please forgive us. There is so much of blood is going to flow on this land, whom you are the superintendent of, of this prison house of this material world. And we humbly pray that, let us be, become victorious in this battle. And that time Parvati told Arjuna, why you get frightened about this battle? Don't worry about the victory. You turn back and see who's sitting on the chariot, who's sitting on your chariot. You turn back and see. And see, my brother is sitting on the chariot. And wherever there is dharma, my brother is on that side. Wherever is my brother, there is where the dharma is going to be. So wherever the dharma and my brother, their victory will be there all the time. So definitely you will become victorious in this battle. And myself as a Parvati, my sister of my brother. I came to this world to help my brother to re-establish the Dharma. And my husband, Lord Shiva, also came to assist my brother to establish. And my children, Kanapati, Kartikeya, all of us, all our family, we come here. The 33 million demigods also come here to assist Krishna to re-establish the path of Dharma. Is nothing else. We don't have any other different mission than Krishna himself. There is one thing. So Krishna arranged the marriage of Parvati in Madurai. Parvati have not met Lord Shiva before. It's an arranged proposed marriage. Not love marriage. So Krishna told to Parvati, I'm as your brother, you must trust me. I've arranged one very, very, very nice personality, and you marry him. And she was very obedient, loving to the brother. She said, okay, no problem. So the marriage was, in Madurai, supposed to be taking place, and she has not seen the bridegroom, she has not seen the future husband. So she was waiting. At that time, Indra came. And she looked at Indra, he was very attractive. She was very pleased. My husband, future husband, looking very attractive. But he came with Sasikala, he came with his wife. So some of the friends of Parvati told her, mother, he is not going to be husband, he's just coming to witness your wedding. After that, Lord Brahma came. She thought, he is more attractive, maybe he is the one. And they said, no, he's married to Saraswati, don't disturb them. And finally, when they're talking, then a lot of, the Buddhas, lot of, the ugly people, they're running out from the graveyard. All the ashes of their body, scarf around the neck, they came into the wedding hall. And Parvati got very disturbed to see them. She said, who have invited them? Why they're coming here? And the friend of Parvati says, mother, they are the friends of your future husband. And she was frightened. The friends themselves were like this, wow, who's going to be my husband? Then Lord Shiva coming, with a trident in his hand, with ashes all his body, and then scarf of garland and snake around the neck. He was looking very horrible. And he came in and they said, mother, he is the one who is going to marry you. And she's almost half fainted. She said, I cannot believe my brother tricked me like that. And she said, go and call my brother. And they brought Krishna. And she told, my dear brother, I trusted you. You'll give me a good man. Look, what kind of man you have brought him inside here. How to marry him. And Krishna says, whatever I do, only for your own happiness. Don't look outside externally. Look into your internal beauty. You look internal beauty. I tell you today, whoever follows the path of Dharma beside me in this world, if one living entity follows the path of Dharma beside me in this world, there is Lord Shiva, nobody else. If anybody, very great devotee in the world of men, is there is one person, there is Lord Shiva, nobody else. In due course of time, you will understand. His inner development, inner beauty is much more attractive than anything else in the world. But trust me, marry him. And she agreed. And she sent somebody going to bring Lord Shiva. I want to talk to him. And they brought Lord Shiva to her. And she talked to him. She said, what kind of husband is going to be for me? Look at you, how you come for this marriage. And your skull of garland, a garland of skull. And all around your neck. Now what kind of this thing? Can you even get, one mala? One garland you cannot get from anywhere. Oh, you have to wear this garland, of skulls and come and see me. And she said, okay, take it out. Go and put a new garland. He said, I cannot do that. She said, I'm your future wife. Lord Shiva said, I don't care. I don't listen to you. And she said, why? And he said, because you do not know the importance of this garland. What is this skulls? What is this skulls? In the previous life, many lifetimes you've been meditating, you want to marry me. But somewhere or other you were not able to marry me, you died in many lives. So I took all your skulls and then I made a garland and put around my neck. And you asked me to take away my life and soul, how to do? And she started to cry. That's how my brother looked, a wonderful man here. Even the skull of my head, is putting as a garland, is no one to take it out. And Parvati asked him one thing, if that is true, that many lifetimes I came and died and then he made a garland of a skull of man. He said, now how come you did not die? If I died all the time, why did you not die? At that time, Lord Shiva says, because I heard the Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam. I heard the Bhagavatam Puranam. So whoever heard the Bhagavatam Puranam, they will not die. So I heard that thing. And then onward, Parvati have decided, I must also hear the Bhagavatam. So she was keeping, you go to Parvati temple in Madurai, one of her fingers she'll be holding a parrot. There's a Sukadeva Goswami always narrating the Srimad Bhagavata Puranam into the ear of the Parvati. So there is no way that, you can tell people you cannot worship Lord Shiva. They are a worshipable personality. And they are come here for the great cause of, Krishna consciousness. Only thing is that you must know that, Krishna is the source of everything. And all others are here to assist Krishna's, mission in this world is nothing else. Only putting Krishna and Lord Shiva together is the same. That is where is the offense. But you go into Lord Shiva's temple as a good devotee, there is no offense. When Narada Muni came to the Vrindavan, he wants to see the pastime of Radha and Krishna. He has to approach Lord Shiva because he is guiding the dam. He has to get the permission from Lord Shiva before you go in to see Radha and Krishna. Anybody wants to see the pastime of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, they have to get, the very first permission from Lord Shiva. If Shiva permit you, then you can enter. That is the great position that Krishna has given them. So talking bad about them, all those things are not right things to do. In the same way, we have to understand they are family. It's a big family, everybody playing their role. That, the people coming to this world, they are influenced by the three modes of material nature. And, Krishna extended himself to help the people, those who are influenced by the three modes of nature. There are people in the mode of goodness here, there are people in the mode of passionate, there are people in the mode of ignorance are there. So to help the people in the mode of goodness, Krishna expanded himself as Lord Vishnu. And to help the people in the mode of passionate, Krishna expanded himself as Brahma. And to help the people in the mode of ignorance, Krishna expanded himself as Lord Shiva. They are guna avatars, so their duty is different. Their duty is not the same as Krishna's duty. Now because they are interested to go beyond the three modes of material nature. And Krishna is, like in the chapter 4, text 14, Krishna explained, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma palaspriya, itimam yo bijananti, karma bir nasa bandhanam. Krishna is not influenced by the time factor, the modes of nature in the world. Krishna is the only person not, affected, not influenced. So whoever wants to go beyond, become free from the influence of the modes of material nature, Krishna said, they come to me, karma nasabir bandhanam, all their karma, all their influence of modes of nature will be vanquished from them. So Lord Shiva is very pure, but his wife, Parvati, she is the superintendent of this prison of this material world. This material world is compared to the prison house. And what is the punishment for the living entities in the prison house? Birth, old age, disease and death. There is a punishment for the living entities on this prison house. And Parvati appeared as Durga. Durga means prison. And her job is to make sure that nobody is running away from here. And because Parvati always associated with Lord Shiva, so there is some influence there in the side of Lord Shiva. And he also in charge for the modes of nature, guna avatar. So it's not equal. So accordingly we take subject matter. They are not as ordinary people like us. They are appointed, agent of the Lord himself. In the chapter 9 text 10, Krishna says, Maya, Dekshana Prakriti, Suyate, Characharam, Etunana Kaunteya. Jagat Viparivarti, it's only under my order that all these gods are working for me. They are very great souls, they've been appointed by Krishna himself. That means you must know how Krishna has selected them. And Lord Shiva is very kind, is very pure devotee. He came as Hanuman in the Ram Leela. And he wants to assist Lord Ram. And then he was thinking want to become Hanuman. And Parvati was telling, if you go away like that, where am I going to be seated alone? I also want to come. And Lord Shiva said, no, I'm going to be a monkey Hanuman. And Parvati said, you become monkey, I become a tail for you. So that is how that the monkey, the body is Shiva and the tail of that monkey is Parvati. Both of them also came to this world to be assisting Lord Ram into establishing the path of Dharma. They are not ordinary simple people. They are coming with a mission. What is their mission? To assist Lord Krishna to re-establish the path of Dharma for the ultimate benefit of the people. And you go to Lord Shiva temple with pure heart, you pray to him that you want to become free from cycle, birth of death, and Krishna can, Lord Shiva can assist you. He will show you the right direction, where you go, where you get it. So in this way, many of us, we've been going to many different temples, and finally why we come here? Because we are trying to solve the real problem of life is that birth, old age, disease and death. And Krishna can render that benediction towards us. So Lord Shiva is a very important personality to take advantage and take assistance from him and respect him. We go to their temple, we pray to them, so we don't do any of these things. Maybe somebody do not understand the real position of Lord Shiva. They may be not able to know this thing. And they may be talking something lower on his position, but those who are very enlightened. So Prabhupada making a little things very clear for the people to understand. He was preaching to the Americans, the Westerners, where they don't even have any clue about the agent of gods and any of these things. They're only talking about one God, one God. So easily Prabhupada preached to them that one God is Krishna, worship him and make your life successful. And we are coming from a different background, so we understand all these gods are there. They've been appointed by Krishna himself. So let me, respect everybody. And a little bit more extra respect I must give to Krishna because he's the older in the family. They are family. Like in your family, your father is there, your grandfather is there. Who gets the bigger respect, your father or grandfather? Grandfather gets the bigger respect than your father because he is the oldest. Similarly, in the family of Krishna, Shiva and everybody, Krishna is the oldest. So we give little bit more extra for Krishna. So there is no harm because he is the elder, so he has to be respected, as the elders of the family. So some people may be doing that, but it's not right thing to do. So you don't do that. That's very important. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Actually, in South India, we will see one Lord's Vishnu or any temple, and surrounding they will build another the family also, like Shiva temple, Swami.
Yeah.
In the same premises only.
Yeah.
Then what it means, the priority of the Lord, why they have to build all that. Like Prabhupada told that don't make it like supermarket in the same premises. Why we have to build all that again?
Well, not everybody has got a similar sort of interest in their life. This has been explained, in the 17th chapter. Arjuna is asking this question. Ya sastram vidimujreja yajante sridanvita tesam nistam tukam krishnam na sattvam rajam ahostama. He said, people, they do not follow the injunction of the scripture. They are worshipping different gods. So what happened to them? This is the 17th chapter. Arjuna is asking. And Krishna said, Trivida bhavanti srida. He said that dehinam swabhavajam. People in the world are different kind. He says there are people in the mode of goodness, there are people in the mode of passion, mode of ignorance. According to the mode of nature, they are worshipping different type of gods in the world. Not everybody is the same. And their nature is different, so they get different type of worship. And due course of that, he is talking, those on the mode of goodness, what they worship, mode of passionate, what they worship. And even wherever you go, if your mission is right, if your goal is right, that you want to cross over the cycle of repeated birth and death, eventually you will be coming to the right place. Because they will take you and send you to this place because they know they won't be able to do this thing. There was a great devotee in India by the name of Tirumalayasa Alvar, one of the Alvar, great devotee, Tirumalayasa. He was such a powerful devotee. From a very young age, he was a brahmachari, he was took sannyas, and he was going to the Narayan temple, Ranganath temple. And there was a girl, in the temple, more or less similar age at that time. She was always coming every day, sweeping the temple. And in this way, every day she is doing that service. And then, this devotee, he became old, the sannyasi. And she also became old. But, at the old age, he was very impressed with that girl because he'd been seeing that girl from, long time, from a young age, now up to this age. So one day, at the old age, he went and spoke to the lady. She said, I'm very impressed with your devotion. Long time you're coming and cleaning this temple. I would like to give you some blessing. What blessing you want? And she said, throughout my life, I enjoyed the service for Krishna. And my body is now already, I'm not able to do much. So if you can give me young body again, I want to do total service for the Lord. And he blessed her. He chanted some mantra and she got a young body again. A real story happened. And she again doing the service in the temple. And the king, he came one day to the temple. He saw this girl is very attractive. And he heard the story and he married the girl. And while they're living, the king was growing old, but the girl is not growing old. He is growing old. And every day, this Tirumalai Alvar, the saint, his disciple was going, to the palace to recite some of the Bhagavatam and Ramayanam and all. And when this time he went there, he caught the disciple of the Guru. And he says, I heard that, your Guru chanted some mantra and this girl, took a young body. Can you ask the Guru to chant some mantra for me? I also can have this body. And he says, my Guru won't do any of these things for the interest of any people. He only will chant for the pleasure of God, nobody else. And the king got very upset by the answer. He said, that means you do for me. And he says, if my Guru not doing, why I must do for you? I'm also not doing. And he said, because you disobey me, you cannot stay in my kingdom, you have to leave my kingdom. You cannot stay anymore. And he said, okay, he came back to his room, he packed his bag, he wants to leave. And the Guru, Tirumalai Alvar, he asked him where you are going. And he told him what happened in the palace of the king. The king said, I cannot stay anymore. And the Guru said, if my disciple cannot stay here, what I'm going to do here? I'm also not staying here. He also packed his bag. And then he said, come, let us go and inform the Lord in the temple. We are going. We are no more coming to this temple. So they went to the Lord, And then they went and stand, the Guru told the Lord, very beautifully, pray he did. He said, Kanikannan pogindran kamurupungache manivannane kedakka vendam tunivodiya sembaganum pogindran neyum munpai nagai pai surittikol. He told the Lord, my disciple cannot stay in the kingdom, he has to go. If my disciple cannot stay here, why I want to stay? I'm also going with him. And if we are going, what are you going to do here? We are your devotee, what are you going to do here? You also pack your bag, let us go. The mattress, Krishna is lying down on the Ananda Sesa, that is his mattress. So he said, you pack your mattress, let us go. And immediately Krishna got down and then he packed, he rolled, and put it like that, and then they started to walk. And they already halfway walking through, Rameswaram, and there was a lot of, bad omens are coming into the country. So all his ministers went and told the king, the Lord has already left your country. It's going to be a great disaster for your life. You better go, bring them back. And he ran to them, and then he told the Lord, please stop, come back to my kingdom. And the Lord says, that depends on my desire, my devotee. If he says, okay, I come back. And he asked him, what do you think? And the disciple, he says, okay. He says, sorry, let us go back. And he rolled back, let us go back. And in this way, the Tirumalai Alvar, he was sitting in front of the temple and he was doing a lot of menial service. And one day, his clothes is torn, he was stitching his clothes. And Parvati and Lord Shiva came that side. And they were very impressed with this devotee. And Parvati told Lord Shiva, please, you give him something. He's a very great devotee, my brother. Give him something. And Lord Shiva came, he says, no, can I give you some blessing? He said, no, I don't need any blessing. My Krishna can give me, don't worry. No, I want to give you something, he said. He said, no, I don't want anything. And he said, no, I already decided to give you. And then he says, in that case, you take the needle, take the thread, and then, you put it into the eye of the needle. Very simple work. And Parvati got a little bit disappointed. Her husband has been, insulted in that manner. And then he says, this one anybody can do, give me a bigger service. And he says, in that case, he give me liberation. That I will not take birth again in this world. Lord Shiva said, that one I cannot give. That one only, my wife's brother can give Krishna. So you are properly situated, they don't worry about it, we are going. So it happened. There are certain things Shiva can do, certain things Parvati can do, all can do, provided what you want in your life. So for whatever you want, you run to them, and you want to become free from birth and death, you come to Krishna, he can help you. In the chapter 9, text 22, Krishna says, Ananya Chintayantama Yejana Paripasate Desam Nitya Bhuktanam Yogam Semam Bahamyam. To my devotee I give what they like and I preserve what they have. Krishna can give you everything for you. So they are a very big family. We should not fight and split the family. Only thing you must know, everybody got a different job in the family. So you want to post your letter, you go to the post office. You want to make a complaint of somebody, you go to police station. Isn't it? So what do you want? You go to the right place. And you want to go out from India, from New Zealand, then you go to travel agent. So Krishna is very kind. He has arranged everything nicely for everybody. Whether you're going to Shiva, you're going to Krishna, is a secondary subject matter. What is your mission? What is your motive? In the 18th chapter, text 17, Krishna talks about this thing. Yasya nahan krita bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate nahanti imanokat. Krishna talks about this thing. He says when a person's ego, a person's motive is not contaminated by false ego. A person's intelligence is not entangled. Even he kills, but he considered he has not killed anybody. What is your motive? That is very important. Let's say you go and buy a knife from the shop, from supermarket, you go and buy a knife. Okay or not okay? Is it right to buy a knife or not right to buy a knife? Okay to buy a knife. If you buy a knife to cut the vegetables, okay. But if you buy the knife, midnight you want to kill your wife, that's not right. If you buy a knife to murder your wife, that is not right. If you buy a knife to cut vegetables, that is right. So what is your motive? That is very important. Whether you're going to Shivan temple or Parvati temple or Krishna temples, all secondary subject matter. But what is your motive of going to all these places? That has been very greatly emphasized in the path of Krishna consciousness. You go any place, that's not a problem. But what is your motive? If you're only going for money, your motive is very wrong. Isn't it? If you're visiting your friend just for money, just to get some help, all the time nagging for whatever you want, that's not right thing to do. So like that, Krishna consciousness is beyond of any of these things. We don't see Lord Shiva or Parvati anything bad here. Only who are the bad people? Those who are going, they've got a different personal interest, personal motive in themselves. So if you change your motivation, and you become the best for everything in your life. So the motive is more important than your action in the world. You may be sitting, I'm sitting in this dress, you are sitting in that dress. You think Krishna is going to be carried away by my dress or your dress? Is it Krishna going to be carried away? But Krishna is going to be carried away by what? How pure, what is the motive inside me and you? It's all simply, it's a dress code, that's all the uniform, that's all, nothing else. More important, inside you, why you have come here today. Inside me, why I have come here today. Isn't it? Inside you, whatever you do, what is your motive? When you know the motive very well, then you are happy to be their friend. But if the motive is not right, we don't want to be their friend. So like that, keep your motive very clean and pure. And wherever you are sitting with Dharma, that's all. Okay? And final question before we go for the prasadam. Anybody go final? Otherwise we stop here and we happily go and take some prasad. Okay, nobody have come to raise their hand. And we got final. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I had a little doubt about it actually.
I will give you a parrot bird, for you.
You mentioned about non-devotees.
Non-devotees, okay.
And I think you said not being associated with them.
Yeah.
But if they doubt is that if they are like relatives or friends or
Yeah.
close.
Yes.
How can we?
There is two things here, taking association and giving association. So you give your association. That is very important. The Shastra says, when you see somebody more advanced than you, you take association. Somebody equals to you, you share your association. Somebody lower than you, you give their association, your association. Somebody who is envious of you, you keep away from them. So you go to their house, just like a drunken man we are meeting, then you give your association, don't take that association from him. We do not say you don't associate. There's giving and taking. Is that rightly you do, that will benefiting you and benefiting them. Very important. Just like the anger. Angry is one of the emotion in the living entities. The anger, you control the anger is very good, but the anger start to control you, that's very bad. So the anger is always will be there, but whether you control it, it controls you, that is where we wanted to see, where the success will be. So like that, there are people you give them association, there are people you take association, properly you do, there is no problem at all. So you keep moving to your relatives' house, keep visiting your friend, but you think that if I go and take too much association of him, then I also will start drinking and doing bad things. But I must start giving him the association. So start giving. Prabhupada was telling about a story about two pots were floating the Ganges river. There's an earthen pot and then there's a iron pot. Two were floating next to each other. And then the iron pot, he told the earthen pot, you come close to me, I will help you. So the earthen pot says that whether I come close to you or you come close to me, the damage is only for me. And Krishna says in the chapter 16:21, Purusa prakriti soi bhungte prakriti jangunan karanam guna sangasya sat asat yoni janmasu. Sat means good, asat means bad. Good and bad comes in people's life according to their association. So for some people you give the association, for some people you take the association. In this way move very intelligently, you will be protected in the world. Okay, thank you so much for your wonderful question. We got one at the...
Maharaj, same question.
Yeah.
If we keep away from bad people, I can say, how we can spread the Krishna consciousness?
Innocent, no, keep away from the envious people. Those who are not eager to listen to the subject matter of Krishna consciousness, but you give Krishna consciousness to the innocent people. There are a lot of people like innocent. And giving it to the envious people, like Jaga and Madai, they were very envious. But Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas were very powerful, they were more powerful than Jaga and Madai. And they were able to correct him and put him into the right direction. So at the present moment we may not have that kind of a spiritual energy in ourselves, spiritual advancement in ourselves. So better we act according to our capacity. If you only can carry this much of capacity, you carry that much. If you can carry extra, you carry, but don't put yourself into trouble, because we are trying to help them. So there are innocent people, you preach to them. There are people who are very envious. They may be keeping a knife to kill you, so don't go near. Keep away. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for coming here, and have a wonderful day, and take some nice prasadam and see you. I think I'm coming here tomorrow. I'm going to where? Oh, Prabhu is going to make an announcement.
His Holiness Bhakti Mukunda Maharaj ki Jai. So thank you very much, Maharaj. That was a very wonderful lecture. And as I had mentioned before, in the beginning, I'm sure that you will remember the words of Maharaj now for many years to come.
Why do you talk about it?
You would have noticed that Maharaj makes lots of jokes about death. The secret behind that he mentioned 9 years ago when he was here. There was a time in his life that he had severe cancer, and all the doctors told him that he's going to die.
But the doctor who said he died.
He mentioned that last time as well. All the people who said that you are going to die, they are dead. So at that time, someone asked Maharaj this question. That Maharaj, how come you remember so many verses in Bhagavad Gita and all these other verses, all the other scriptures? For example, now he just recited 64 items of devotional service. I never thought that anyone would remember all 64 items by heart. So someone asked this question to Maharaj, that what is the secret? How do you learn all these verses from Bhagavad Gita and all these other scriptures? How do you remember it? He said, very simple. If you get cancer, you'll remember it. So Maharaj's knowledge is realized knowledge. The knowledge that he's trying to pass to us, and the practical knowledge and the realizations, they are coming directly from his pure heart. So I would request that you don't miss this association. Tomorrow at 11:15, we have a program in Pundarikasha Prabhu's house.